So these are problems from your fractions chapter. Let's do this one. I have a picture and it says what fraction is shaded. Clearly, you can't say the answer is 1/4 because the parts are not equal. Okay. Now, most of you can see that. I'm going to do this in two ways. This is clearly 1/3 of half. So what's 1/3 of half? 1/3 of half. Well, in math, of generally means multiplication. So 1/3 times 1/2. Let me write it nicely, which simply means 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 3 is 6. So the answer is 1/6. That's one way you can do it. The other way you can do it is by cutting things into equal pieces. So you're going to cut it further. Now, what part of the rectangle is shaded? Now I can clearly see the parts that are that the rectangle is split into are all equal. And now I can say the answer is clearly 1/6. So you can choose to cut the shade into equal number of parts and then see how many of them are shaded, or you can use this technique. Okay, either way. All right, moving on to the next problem. Moving on to the next problem. Joe has 3/4 cup of a paint in a container. He uses 2/5 on a project and adds half of a cup. How much paint does he have now? The way I see it, you can do it in multiple ways, right? But basically, we're going to do it as if we're adding and subtracting fractions. 3/4 minus 2/5, okay? Because he removed 2/5. Now, I want the denominators to be the same, so my denominators are 4 and 5. I'm going to multiply the numerator and the denominator of the first fraction by 5. 15 divided by 20. That is same as 3/4. And I'm going to multiply the denominator and the numerator of the second fraction, 2/5 by 4. Now that I have the same denominators, 20, I can write 15 minus 8 is 7 or 20. He has he has 7/20 of a cup. He adds half a cup. So I'm going to redo the thing. Well, it's not redoing. I'm going to do it in a step 2. So a very similar concept. I want the denominators to be the same. So I'm going to multiply 7/28, the numerator and the denominator of the first fraction, by 2. And if I do the same, I get let me double check. 40, 14, 20. That sounds about right. 34, divided by 40, almost done. I divide the top by 2, I get 17. I divide the bottom 40 by 2, I get 20. My answer is 17 over 20. Let me put it here. That's my answer. Not that difficult. Moving on to the next one. Okay. Now, you can do this problem in a variety of ways. I'll do it visually. The dress is on sale for $180. So that's the reduced price. Okay, it's on sale and they're asking you to pay 180 bucks. What was the original price of the dress if the discount was 1/5 of the original price? So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to pretend so let's say this strip, the whole strip, because I have 1/5, the denominator is 5. I'm going to assume this is the original price. Let's write it down. This whole thing is the original price, and you have to get that, not the discounted price. This is the original price. If this is the original price, it was 1/5 off. So what you are being asked to pay is this much, 4/5. Let me choose yellow. You're being asked to pay 4/5 because it was 1/5 off. So you're $180. If you take 180 divided by 4, you're going to get $45. That has to be, well, that has to be the value of each little rectangle here. I'm going to write $45. Let me make it a little bigger. All right, so this is $45. This is each little rectangle is $45. Now the question says, what was the original price? Well, the original price was comprised of 5 rectangles, and each little rectangle is worth $45. So it better be 45 times 5. And that turns out to be, let me see, 225, if I'm not mistaken. 225. That sounds about right. My answer is 225. And I did this problem visually. Okay. Moving on. All right. We're going to do this one visually as well. Okay. Jasmine is reading a book. She finished 3/4 of the book and has 78 pages left to read. All right, so let's represent the book by using 4 equal parts. Whole book. Okay, don't forget that. This is the whole book. All right, remember, the whole book. 4 rectangles represent the entire book. Why did I choose 4? Because I'm dealing with a fraction that has 4 as its denominator. Now, she read only 3/4. What did she read? She read this much, 1/4. She read another 1/4. She read another 1/4. So she read 3/4. She was left with 78 pages. This little white rectangle must represent 78 pages, right? Now, if that's the case, how many pages does the entire book have? It has to be 78 plus 78 plus 78 plus 78, or 78 times 4. Each little rectangle represents 78 pages, and the four of them. And I'm going to use my calculator, guys. 312. 312. That's your answer. The book has 312 pages. So this is our last problem. Let's see how we can do it. It's a little messy, and I'm going to do this problem visually, okay? And I have to be a little careful. So let me see where I can do this problem. No, I'll do it right here. John took all his money from his savings account. He spent 198 on a radio and 4/11ths of what was left on presents for his friends. Of the remaining money, he put 2 9s into a checking account. There's a lot going on. Look, guys, I have two fractions here, 2 9s and 4/11ths. The denominators are 9 and 11. So I am going to make a rectangle that's 9 by 11. And it'll take me a little bit of time, so be a little patient. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now I have 2 rows. I need 7 more rows. Let me see. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm good. Now I'm going to make it a little smaller. I'll need it to be this big. So what did he do? He took all of his money and spent $198. I'm going to write 198 right here. I'm going to put a plus. Then he had a certain undisclosed amount of money. Okay. That undisclosed amount of money is being represented by this 9 by 11 rectangle. I know it's a little tedious, but I'm going to do it visually because it makes a lot more sense to do it visually. What happened, guys? So this money was spent on radio, and 4/11ths of what was left. 4/11. So remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 4/11ths would mean this. Let's see how we can do it. This is 4/11ths. 1/11th is a column. 4/11ths is copies of that. I'm going to make it yellow. This yellow area represents what he did for his friends. He bought some gifts. That money is gone. Then 2/9 of what was left. Now, take a look. The white pieces are also 9 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So two of those, I'm going to use a different color, maybe pink, purple, whatever you want to call it. Two nights was put in the checking account. The pink is the checking account, the yellow is gifts for his friends. His last remaining $980 was donated to charity. This has to be the $980. These white pieces must represent $980. Now, how many pieces are here? If you carefully count, guys, this is 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a 7 by 7 rectangle, or this has 49 little white rectangles. So I'm going to take my 980 divided by 49, and I'm going to see what I can get. 980 divided by 49. I get 20. So each little white rectangle represents $20. Altogether, in this big rectangle, which was 9 by 11, this big rectangle had 9 times 11, or 99 little white rectangles. Each rectangle is worth $20. So 99 rectangles will be worth what? 99 times 20. And don't forget, we're finding the total amount. Don't forget to add 198. It's a common mistake that people make. 99 times 20 is 1,980. Let me double check. Let me make sure I didn't mess up. That sounds about right. And let me add it. I'm getting 2,178. That's the total amount he withdrew from his savings account, or that's the total amount of money he had in his savings account. My answer is 2,178. So that takes care of some of the examples I want to do from your book. If you need more help, just let me know. Email me. I'll be happy to do more problems. Thank you, guys.